welcome to Hangin with Stats, episode number 5. Tonight, I'm going to recap the most previous No Prep Kings race. I'm going to talk a little bit about Mega Cash Days, and then also talk about the little break here of No Prep Kings and what we should expect in the second 2/3 of the season. So, as always, I got to start with my shout-outs. What's up, Lonnie? How you doing? Start with my shout-outs for everybody that happened last week. First guy I want to give a shout-out to is Axeman, coming on the show last night, Stat Guy Show. How you doing, Silverado Scott? What's up, Brian? Shout out to Axe coming on the show. It was a great interview. I had a lot of fun with him last night. I've loved Axe ever since I met him. I think he's a great character on the show. I think he's an even better person in real life. So shout out to him. If you didn't see the episode, you can check it out on my YouTube or my Spotify. Both are Street Outlaw Stat Guy. So check it out. It was a good interview. I also want to give a shout out to Giuseppe Gentile for his first No Prep Kings invitational win of his whole career. Giuseppe's been kind of, I think one season Giuseppe was full-time, or just about full-time, but otherwise he's kind of raced here and there in past seasons, but he's been flying so far this year, and he finally got his first win. So shout out to Giuseppe. Shout out to Chris Michael too. Bad Intentions Racing. He's the owner of that car. Shout out to him getting his first win. No Prep Kings. I want to give a shout out to the man who's always second, but so far this year he's looking like the most dominant guy through the first 5 races, and that's Kai Kelly. He's rolling, man. I know he's second in points on Saturday, but he's first in points for the Grade 8. So as far as each week, Kai looks like the most dominant driver as of right now. Hey, Tony, how you doing, man? Who has the worst MPK record like this season? I could post the stats this season. You have 10 points, Tony, so you're not the worst. But for your career, you're not even close to being the worst in your career, Tony. You're probably like top 30 if I had to guess on offhand right now. I also want to give a shout out to all of the females of No Prep Kings. You girls have been kicking ass this season. So Kayla Morton, she's made to 3 finals already. She won 1 of them. Lizzie Musey, I believe she's in the top 10. Also had a big Outlaw Big Tire win last week. Callie Mills, she's made it to a Grade 8 final. She's also in the top 10, I believe, for points on Saturday. And then, of course, Paige Coughlin, from future class to getting signed to going a couple rounds for Team Daddy Dave. So that was cool to see, too. I have a thing for 3rd-gen Camaros, so definitely rooting for her whenever she's up there racing. So shout out to all the females of No Prep Kings. Y'all are killing it so far this season. I want to give a special shout out to Clay Cole. So Clay Cole has been racing the futures class so far this year, and he got his first. Look how little that is. He got his first futures win. So if you can see it, I thought the picture was going to be much bigger. But if you can see it, he started a Facebook page real recently, like in the last week. So if you can, go give Clay Cole Racing a like and follow on Facebook. He won the future class last week in where'd they race? Kentucky. So shout out to him. And give Clay Cole a follow if you can. Lost my train of thought there for a second. And then one more shout out I want to give. Lonnie says he's on Instagram, so find Clay Cole on Instagram as well. I want to give one more shout out to Doc Love. He's been a free agent. He was not drafted. He's been a free agent all season, and he finally got signed this past week. And it was not Kentucky. It was New Hampshire. Sorry. He got signed this past week. So shout out to Doc. He actually went past the first round too. So earning points already for the season for his team. He was signed by Bodie. Bodie wasn't there. I didn't hear what happened. I think he had some kind of emergency. But Doc got a chance to race and earn some points. So shout out to Doc, finally getting in the big show. Plays what? One thing I wanted to talk about was the most previous show, Mega Cash Days, that we just saw on TV. A couple of things so far in the season. Put some stats up here if I can find them. So far this season, as you can see, there's a bunch of guys at 2-0. Now, not everybody has raced yet, but they will get to it eventually. But so far, the guys who are 2-0 are Ryan, Axeman, Cody Hoffman, Precious, Shelby, Stefan Sliz, Stephen Little, and Trisha Day. So those are the guys and women that are in the winners bracket yet, and they're looking fast. I tell you right now, some of the cars that caught my eye so far was definitely Trisha. I know we're back to episode number 1. She's flying, and obviously JJ and his crew, they are always fast in the streets. So Trisha definitely caught my eye. And then most recently, both Stephen Little, he's got that I believe his nitrous car, the Camaro, I believe, purple thing. That it looks a little beat up, but it's fast. And he's one of the small tire guys. He races regularly on the small tires. So he caught my eye. And then for sure, Ryan Martin caught my eye too. Let's take this off here. Ryan Martin caught my eye. I mean, he's looking fast. What's up, Richard? Is Ryan Martin going with the blown Noonan Pro Line twin turbo nitrous car after the wreck? I believe so. Yeah. I mean, I've heard everything possible. I mean, I heard something about he sold both of his. He sold the Fireball, and he's got a different car he's going to come out with. It's going to have a Pro Chart, a Pro Charger on it, something like that. No, seriously though, it's funny how everybody knows everything, except the people who are actually involved with it. But it's crazy. It's crazy what to see. Ryan does that. Ryan, you guys did that little teaser video about Ryan saying he's going to change some things, and man, that just got the internet going crazy. So we'll see, right? Guess we'll just have to wait and see till Tulsa, see what Ryan comes out with. But as far as Mega Cash Day goes, man, there's a few people looking fast right now. So shout out to them. I know some of the people, half the field hasn't even raced yet. Guys like Bobby and stuff. So I'm anxious to see how they do. But yeah, I like the season so far. Mega Cash Days, it's awesome. Also, I know there was a lot of controversy regarding Axeman and Dean in episode 1, but I had Axeman on the show last night, and he kind of explained his side of the story. So go check out that episode. It was a good interview, and Ax kind of tells you what happened, because what you saw on TV might not have been portrayed with it is exactly what had happened. So I have Kentucky race here, but this was New Hampshire. So I want to recap the New Hampshire race, which was the last race, race number 5. Ryan's new car is gonna be called Snowball. It's gonna be all white. It's gonna be called Snowball. It's gonna look like Brody and Melton's car. It's just all white. So I want to back on track. You want to recap New Hampshire. So New Hampshire started out with the grade 8 on Friday night. The first round, the grade 8 people, 8 of them were they had a chip draw again like usual to decide who was getting in the grade 8, but ended up being Justin Swanstrom and Damon Merchant matched up in the first round, with Damon winning that one. Kai Kelly beat Giuseppe in the first round. Callie Mills beat Lizzie Musey, and Nate Saylor beat Scott Taylor. So that was the first round of the grade 8. Shout out to Nate Saylor for getting in the grade 8, another Futures guy. Him and Damon, 2 Futures guys in the grade 8. Second round, Callie Mills beat Nate Saylor, and Kai Kelly beat Damon Merchant for, I think, the 3rd time this year so far. So Damon's got some give back coming for Kai when we return to racing here in August. And then the final, we saw Kai Kelly beat Callie Mills. So Kai won his first grade 8 or second grade 8. Should look that up. I believe that was Kai's first grade 8 of the season. He won. And Kai is now the if you can see it, Kai is now the points leader. So Kai is in first place in the grade 8 with 20 points. Axeman won in Kentucky the grade 8, so he's in second place right now with 13 points. And there's a 4-way tie for third place between Ryan Martin, David Gates, Caleb Morton, and Giuseppe. Callie Mills is in 7th place with 7 points. And then Chuck 55, Nate Saylor, Jim Howe, and Damon Merchant all have 3 points in the grade 8. So season's very early yet. Be a lot of grade 8 opportunity chances coming up here, so I expect a lot of people to switch positions from where they are right now. So that was a grade 8, and then Saturday, check out how the main event went, the Invitational. It's race number 5 in New Hampshire Invitational. We had Giuseppe beating Jeff Lutz the first round. We had Ryan Martin advancing past the first round, beating Daddy Dave. That was a big win for Ryan to get his struggle bus out of the way, I think. Get some more confidence in what he's doing. As far not that he lacks confidence as a racer, but just in his program right now. Paige Coughlin, who was signed and picked up by Daddy Dave, she got her first invitational win in her first race against Robin Roberts. Doc Love got his first win of the season against Callie Mills. Rich Bruder beat Scott Taylor. Swanstrom beat Murillo. Axeman beat Chuck 55. Kayla Morton beat Randy Williams. Nova got another win, beat Greg Chandler. B-Rad beat David Gates. Kai Kelly beat Manny. Larry Larson beat Dom. Damon Merchant got another win, beat Jim Howe. That was a tough first round matchup right there. Jim was still driving the GTR. So, but I expect his car to be back and ready to go when we return racing here in August. Bobby got another first round win over Lizzie Musi, another big race. That was a big win for Bobby. And then Nate Saylor beat Chuck Sightsinger, and Jerry Bird, another guy to get a first win, beat Brandon James. So people getting their first wins in this past week. So it was good to see. Second round, we saw Damon beat Bobby. Larry Larson beat Rich Bruder. Paige Coughlin got another win, this time over Doc. Giuseppe beat Murder Nova. Ryan Martin got another win over Axeman. Swanstrom beat Jerry Bird. Kayla Morton took out Kai Kelly in a huge second round matchup. Kayla Morton and Kai Kelly, I should add up the stats, but they've raced each other, I think, now 5 times this year. I believe Kayla's won 3 and Kai's won 2, I think. But they've raced each other a lot this year. And when you're towards the top, that's going to happen. So they've got kind of a little rivalry going there, Kayla and Kai. And then Nate Saylor beat B-Rad. So the final 8, it was Nate Saylor beat Larry Larson. Damon beat Paige. Kayla beat Justin. And Giuseppe beat Ryan Martin. So the semifinals, we saw Kayla Morton over Damon Merchant. Damon, I believe he had a rod go through his oil pan, so he was not able to make the hit. Kayla got the win there. And then Giuseppe beat Nate Saylor. And then we saw for the finals, we saw Giuseppe beat Kayla for his first career No Prep Kings event win. So shout out, invitational win. So shout out to Giuseppe for that one. That was awesome to see. His car is really fast this year, and it's a beautiful looking car too. I love that car. So here are your Saturday point standings. Damon Merchant is still leading. He has 180 points. Kai Kelly's in second with 150. Giuseppe's in third with 140. Kayla Morton and Nate Saylor are tied for fourth with 120. So you look at that in the top 5, we have 2 future guys are in the top 5 right now in points. Sixth, there's a 2-way tie for 6th between Scott Taylor and Justin Swanstrom. They have 110 points. Lizzie Muse's got 100. And then Axeman, Jim Howe, and Callie Mills all have 90 points to round up the top 11. The grade 8, as you can see right now, there will be no race your way in, or no chip draw, for the grade 8 this week. Lizzie Musi is in 8th solo with 100 points. So Lizzie Musi and up towards first place. Those will be your top 8 going into the grade 8. Start next race. Shout out to them. How many events in all? As of right now, there are 14 events. But if you know Street Outlaws, that could change because it has in the past. All right, so what else did I want to talk about? So I guess let's talk about the No Prep King season. So we got a little break here. We've had 5 races so far. There are 9 races remaining, so we're basically 1/3 of the way through the season. The second half of the season is going to be a little less stressful as of right now. There's not 9 races in a row. There will be some races spread out, so that'll help some. But it's still 9 more races yet, at least. So the No Prep King season. So my surprises for the season so far. So third way through the season, Adam Ellis, is it still 1.5 in double points for the last couple of races like last year? I don't know for sure. They have not said anything. But if I had to guess, just like the schedule, if I had to guess, there'll be some races coming up at some point that'll be probably double points. They've done it for the last 2 seasons, I think. So hell yeah, Tony. It's gonna be awesome, man. I think everybody's got an idea of where their car's at, where their program's at now. So I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people testing during this 6 weeks. A lot of people have figured out some things it seemed like in New Hampshire. So I'm expecting those people to come out fast, including Tony, who made it to the finals of the Outlaw Big Tire. So Tony finally got it going this past week. So good job, Tony. Chris Michael, I bet, man. I bet you're ready, man. Hell yeah. I know, right? He's got that big win. I thought it was like a layoff for a little while. So shout out to you, man. Congratulations, Chris. So my surprises so far this season, it's got to be, and it's not surprising anymore, but in the whole 5 races, I mean, Damon and Nate. I mean, if you had to ask me who are going to be, would Damon be leading in points on Saturday and would Nate be tied for 4th place? I would say no, that's not going to happen. What's up, Dave? How you doing? But I mean, they're there and they're for real. There's no more like, hey, the future guy just got lucky for the week or something. I mean, Damon and Nate are there towards the top, and they're there to stay, man. They're flying. So it's not 2 people you don't want to draw, that's for sure. So those are my surprises. One guy I'm not surprised with is Kai. Kai does well every single year. He's doing well again this year. He's won a couple events. He's leading in the grade 8 points, which is the individual championship. So Kai is doing what he does every single year, and that's comes out fast. He wins events. He goes to finals a lot. He's just really consistent that way. So he switched combinations, but it didn't matter. Got a new car, it didn't matter. He's been on a roll. So one guy I'm not surprised with is Kai. And then I still think my big overreaction is still Ryan Martin struggling. As you saw in New Hampshire, he got a couple round wins, one over Dave. And then he lost a very close race in the 3rd round to Giuseppe, who ended up winning the whole thing. So I think Ryan needed that. I think he needed that mentally to just say, hey, all right, so I don't got to change my whole program up. Like I got something here, and it's a good way to end for the break, right? If he would have went out the 1st round, who knows what he'd be doing right now. But I think it was a good weekend of racing. It got him some points, got him closer to qualifying for the grade 8. You got to remember, it's all about how good you do on Saturdays. I mean, we know Ryan, when it comes to Ryan, like he's the master of the grade 8. I mean, he's good at everything, but like last year, he like literally just took over the grade 8 and he won the first grade 8 this year already. So if Ryan can go some rounds, go to the 3rd round, 4th round, every race, doesn't have to win it. If he can just do that over the next 2 or 3 races and get himself in the grade 8 is anybody's up for grabs. As you can see right now, and I was going to wait to say this later, but there's a lot of parity, and it's hard. You got to do good on Saturday and you got to do good on Friday to be good this year. So overreaction. My pick still stays for Ryan to win it all this season. I still think he's gonna, unless he becomes to a point where he is mathematically eliminated from winning the championship. I think he's gonna win the championship. One thing that could possibly help him, which has always hurt him in the past, was, as you know, and what someone just brought up a little bit ago, they're probably going to be 1.5 or double points at some point in the season. They've done it the last 2 years. It's probably going to happen. Okay. Now that has always hurt Ryan because he's always been the points leader, and it kind of gave guys like Kai or Swanstrom some chances even late in the season to win the championship. So this season, with Ryan not being the leader right now, he could use those 1.5 and double points to his advantage to try to catch the leader. So overreaction is Ryan not doing well this year. I think he's still going to win the championship. So a couple of stats, a couple of things I want to talk about real quick. So I posted it today. I think I did a reel yesterday about the parity. I was kind of looking at the stats from last year and the last couple of years compared to this year. And just like many of you, I was a little confused and not sure of how the new No Prep Kings format was going to look this year with the teams, the grade 8 and the invitational having separate points. I just didn't really know. Giuseppe, how you doing, man? Congrats, buddy. Happy for you, man. I didn't know how it was going to look. I didn't know if it was going to be a good thing, a bad thing, stuff like that. So I will tell you right now, I got some stats for you. So far, there's been 4 grade 8 races, 4 grade 8s so far this season. There's been 8 different drivers in the finals of those grade 8s, meaning no one has been to the finals two times so far this year. And that's crazy. That's I mean, that didn't happen last year. Ryan Martin was in the finals damn near every race, if not every other race last year. So far this year has been 8 different people in the grade 8 finals, which is crazy. That's the definition of parity. That's exactly what you want. Also, so the points on Saturday, the team points for Saturday, out of the top 10 from last year who finished the season in the top 10 for points, only 5 of them are in the top 10 this year. So you have a whole new cut in half. Half of those guys are gone from the top 10 who were really fast last year. Now there's a whole crop of different five other people who are in there. So the parity, the team, the format that the Street Outlaws created this year has created more parity, and it's awesome to see. I like the team stuff. Daddy Dave's number 1. As you can see, that changes really easily too. Going into New Hampshire, Team Kai was in first place, I believe, and now he dropped all the way down to 4th, just like that. So, telling you, man, the parity's there. The racing is awesome. There's not every week. There's not like, hey, okay, there's about 5 people who could win the race this week. It's like there's a legitimate like 16 people that could win a race. That's grade 8 or invitational. So, it's awesome to see. Mike Chandler, what's up, man? How you doing? So that's cool to see. And I wanted to explain. So, as you know, the grade 8 winner is considered the individual champion, and the team with the most points on Saturday is considered the team champion, right? So I know a lot of people get confused even to this day when I post the stats. They think Damon is leading in points. Well, he is leading in points for the team championship, representing his team, but he's not leading in points for the individual championship. So you gotta separate that in your mind. I know you'll see me post and you'll see Damon main event, Damon number 1. So you think he's number 1, he's going to win the individual championship. That's not true at all. Racing doesn't always have playoffs and regular season stuff like that, but a lot of other sports do. So if you want to think of it this way, think of Saturday being the regular season. Think of the invitational being the regular season. Okay, Damon right now doing awesome. He's like the number 1 seed in the regular season, right? Now think of the grade 8 as the playoffs. Okay, so you have all your top 8 teams are getting into the playoffs. Now it's like a brand new season. Now it's like, okay, now it's the best of the best. How good are you actually? So that's kind of how you look at it. Look at it like the invitational is the regular season, and the grade 8 is the playoffs. Okay, so I think it's great. I think the winner of the grade 8 this year will be the true individual champion, because they have earned it by qualifying through Saturday and then obviously doing well in the grade 8. It's one thing to be in a round of 32 cars and win, and you might possibly get a duck in the first round, or you might possibly get a bye, something like that. It's a lot harder to come on Friday night with 1 test pass and race one of the top 8 guys at that time. So just look at it that way. Whoever wins the grade 8 this year is your individual champion, is definitely deserving. That's about all I had to talk to you about tonight. I think I covered the No Prep Kings first 5 races. I love the parody. Mega Cash Days is on TV right now. I love it. I mean, I love all Street Outlaw shows, but Mega Cash Days is cool. It's the best of the best street racers, and then it's on small tires this year, so you even got the full-time small tire racers, and a couple of them are actually doing pretty good. I didn't know how good they were going to do against the regular Street Outlaws guys, but there are some fast small tire guys, and there are some small tire guys that were talked up big time about being fast, and they just didn't show up for mega cash days. They just didn't get it together. So that was disappointing to see. But you can see who the realest small tire guys actually are. If you got any questions, let's Dave. Yeah, Dave, as on the show, man, you made it out of the first two episodes. Still hanging in there. You and Boost 12, you and Joey from Chicago. You guys are both 3-1, hanging on to that losers bracket. You definitely, it seems after that first lick, Dave, you definitely got your car turned around and you kind of figured out what was going on. Because that first lick, man, I was like, wow. I don't know if Dave's going to get another win tonight or this season, but you did well, man. Beat Callie, got some revenge on Callie, Nate, so that was nice to see. Derek, yes, Coughlin is doing really great for her first year for sure, man. I mean, she's got the pedigree, she's got the program. She's an awesome driver, so I don't see why she wouldn't continue. I was thinking though, so as you know, like people like Paige and Doc got picked up this past week. It's going to be interesting to see who gets dropped going into the first race in Tulsa, because people have gotten picked up this season out of need, because guys are broke, guys couldn't make the race, stuff like that. Bodie dropped himself twice, I believe. So it's going to be interesting to see over this break, because everybody's going to be back, everybody's going to be good to go, their cars are going to be tested, fixed, everything will be right. So everybody, the whole 40-some car field now, I think there's been 45 or 46 people who have raced in the Invitational on Saturday. Some of them might get dropped. I mean, Doc could possibly get dropped. I mean, I know we just saw Doc race and he won his first round, but Bodie dropped himself to pick up Doc. I'm going to guess that Bodie's going to come back and race himself. So it's going to be interesting to see who gets picked up and who gets dropped, especially for this first Tulsa race. I don't know if Dave's still on here or not, but I know Dave's probably got a big decision to make on his team. By the way, Dave has been making great decisions. So I think, honestly, the reason Team Dave is winning in the points is because the guys he picks up out of need have gone rounds for him. As you remember, Dave picked up Dominator. I think Dominator went at least one round that race and earned some points. Dave picked up Paige last week. She went 2 rounds, earning some points. So I think if you can pick up the right people and get some points for a week, because I think the top 2 or 3 on every team is going to be probably about the same throughout the season. You know, Kai's team has basically just been the only people making points for Kai's team is Kai, Lizzie, and Gates. You know, Chris Rankin hasn't been getting many points, if any, and then he's Bodie Jr. or Mike. You never dropped one team member. I don't mean drop, Dave. I don't mean the word drop. Like, I just mean they didn't race that race. So they got what? And I think the rules are, I think if you have a team member and you put them down, if you want to say, if you want to put them in the reserves, but I think you get to hang on to them for 2 weeks. So I believe Dave has 7 people currently on his team. I think it's right, Dave. Let me look once right now. I think Dave currently has 7 people on his team. And then he gets to decide basically. Right, exactly, Dave. Like, I'm not saying like Dave's really out there being a badass releasing people. I just mean like Dave's made good decisions. So he's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. Dave's had 7 people race on his team this year. Kayla, Axe, himself, Kyle Canyon, Dominator, Paige, and Brody. Okay. But only 5 of those people that he just named, 5 of those 7 people will be racing for him come Tulsa. So it'll be interesting to see. Same with Bodie. Team Bodie's had 7 people race for him as well. He's had Damon, Nate, Bobby, Mike, Doc, Kelvin, and Jay, or himself. So only 5 of those people are going to race come Tulsa. So it'll be interesting. But I'm looking forward to it. And I know there's a rule. Like I think there's a rule too where you don't drop a person, or if you put somebody down for a week, you can you carry the rights to that person for I think 2 races. So like I know with Jim Howe having to drive Odom's car, Odom didn't get like released to the pool where anybody could sign him. I think he's good for 2 races before anybody's open to sign him, pick him up. So there's a lot of rules that they haven't talked about, obviously because it's not on TV yet. So I'm sure we will get the whole lowdown on when it comes on TV. But as of right now, we just kind of got to assume and get information as it happens. So, yep, right, Dave. Or you can release them as soon as you drop them. Right. So exactly. So when I was saying drop before, it didn't mean release. It just means they're not active. How about that? You can either release somebody where they're totally not on your team at all, or you can just put them on like the injured reserve. We'll call it baseball. We'll be like the injured reserve for the week. Do you think anybody will bring out a new car for the next race? That's a good question. Is there anybody working on it? I know Swanstrom has got a couple new cars, but I don't know. I don't think they'll be ready to go. I shouldn't say for sure, but I don't. Time out. There you go, Dave. Yes. Take a little time out. Take a little week off. Take a little bye week. I don't know who's going to be bringing out new cars. I know Jim Howe is going to like a whole front half of a new car. I know he's going to be rack ready in his car. So that means Odom will be back in his GTR. So that'll be good to see. As far as brand new cars, I'm not sure. I don't think so. Oh, Mike, your dad's going to have his out? I didn't even know your dad was making and building a new car. Well, holy shit. Did he do a video? Did he do a video of that yet? Of his new car? Oh, so your dad hasn't even been racing the Larry Jeffers car? I didn't even realize that. I thought he had the Larry Jeffers car the whole time. Huh. That's news to me. Look at that. Learn something new every day. Okay. Well, good for him, man. That's even better news then. How do you cut someone from the team? I hope they film that conversation. Yeah, that'll probably make some good TV. I hope they had to do it in person. Hope they had to tell them, you know what, you're cut. But who knows? We'll see on TV. Yeah, for sure, Mike. Brand, right? New car, new motor, everything. Hell yeah, man! I thought he had his new car. I guess I didn't. I didn't realize that. So that's my bad on that one. And your dad's been doing good, man. I think he's what? Is he like second in points for Stinky Pinky's team? I believe. Yeah, him and Larry Larson are carrying Stinky Pinky's team right so far this season. So who do y'all think is going to win the championship this year? Individual championship. Do you think Kai can finally pull it off? You think Kai can, after 3 seasons of taking second place, do you think he can finally get first place? Hopefully Mike Bowman gets his bugs worked out. Yeah, Mike's had some bad luck so far this year, man. God, poor guy. hopefully, hopefully, good luck for him the rest of the season for sure. We got Kai, Axman, Kai Kelly, Swan. Yeah, Swan's like I think he's 6th place right now. He hasn't come out and won a race yet, which is kind of a little surprising. I don't think he's not even gone to the finals yet in anything, but it's coming, I'm sure. I'm sure Swan will get to the finals one of these weeks. Kai, a lot of Kai Kellys. Easy, Dave. Easy. Uh, start some shit. Start some more shit going with that. Uh, where's my moderator when I need it? Delete comments. Damon. So yeah, Damon. Damon has a shot because he's going to be qualifying for, even if he doesn't do that good on Saturdays, he's going to qualify for a lot more invitational. I mean, a lot for more grade eights moving up. So you just got to do well in them now. Now, Damon's had the chances now in the grade eight. You just got to start going some rounds and getting some points. So Muranova's looked like a brand new person this year. I'm happy for him too. He's looking good, making some passes, making some rounds. It's good to see. Yeah, Jerry's finally gone some rounds too. Guys like him and Lutz, man, you've got to think at some point they're gonna turn it around. It's got to happen. Kayla, yeah, Kayla's been extremely fast. All I know is it's going to be exciting 2/3 of the season. Yeah, I think you're right, Brian. Guys that struggle early will figure it out over the next 5 to 6. I agree, man. You can't look at you can't imagine Jeff Lutz and Jerry Bird are going to struggle all season. Like, this is not going to happen. So at some point they're going to start going rounds, and then it's just the competition's going to be at its best. Why can't? Because you're on YouTube right now, Mark. So I am live right now on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, you're not going to be able to see the Facebook comments, and if you're on Facebook, you're not going to be able to see the YouTube comments. So that's the difference there. Team champion. The team championship, I believe the team wins what? 250 grand, I think. Yeah, very, very true, Dave. I think it's 250 to win the team championship, I believe. Split up 5 ways. 200? 200 to win. Okay, Dave. Dave says 200 to win the team championship. Dave's got it as of right now. I mean, Dave's going to have to split that up at least 6 ways. It'll be interesting to see, though, right? Let's just say, let's just say a team wins the team championship. Let's just say, I don't know, Kai wins a team wins a team championship, and he has a guy on the bottom of the team, like the bottom of the list, has hardly earned his team any points. It's hard for me to imagine like they're gonna split it up evenly, and even if that guy at the very end in points, would think he's deserving it. I don't know, man. That might be starting shit, but it's hard for me to see, because if whoever wins the team championship's got to split that money up if they want. However they want to split it up. So you have somebody on your team all season who wasn't pulling their weight. Are they worthy of getting the same amount as somebody who was the highest points? I don't know, but who is my favorite driver and why? What do you mean by favorite? My favorite car as of right now, I think I don't know, it's tough. There's a few cars I like. There's like 3 cars I really like by the look of them. I love Marty Robertson's Cuda. I love the color of it. And I like Cudas. Kevin, I really love Gucci Nova. I love the black with the red. Obviously, I like black and red. So that car has always caught my eye for sure. Not really that big of a Nova fan, but that car is sharp. So I definitely like the Gucci Nova. And then, of course, I like the Regal. I think it's cool. Nobody has it. Well, I shouldn't say that. Calvin has one too, but the all black Regal, I like it. It's an 80s car. I like 80s cars. So my favorite car was Kai's 3rd gen, all black 3rd gen. So those are my favorite cars. I don't really have a favorite driver per se. I don't really like. I root for, and honestly, I do like. Obviously, Richard and Ryan have been really good to me. You know what I mean? And I try not to be biased as much as I can with Fireball. They've done a lot for me, and they've done really good for me, right? But I'm a fan of a lot of guys. I do like a lot of drivers. I'll be honest with you about that. I do like them. I try to be as even and as middle of the road as I can with everybody. I do have a lot of opinions on things. I don't share them because I'm not trying to bring anybody down. I'm here to promote Street Outlaws. I'm here to promote all the drivers. Here to promote the show. So I'm a fan of a lot of guys. There's some certain guys I root for, maybe more than other guys, just because of the relationships I personally have with them and how often I talk to them or text them. So, you know, I can't really say who I want to win. But I will say, based on probability, I would still think Ryan Martin's going to win his 4th championship. So there's that. But I do like a lot of the guys. A lot of the guys are so nice. I say all the guys that I've met who have supported my stat guy stuff, supported the stats, supported my interviews. Like, I got a lot of respect for those guys. They supported me, so I would never talk down on them, never shine a bad light on them. So I'm a fan of a lot of Street Outlaws guys. I really am. Sean, I do not go to all the races. No, I do have my kids every other weekend, so that plays a part in it. I also just don't, it's got to fit in the budget. But I did go to Ohio and Minnesota so far. And then the second half of the year, for sure, I'm going to Tulsa. I'm going to Ohio again. I'm going to Michigan, and I'm going to Texas. So those are the 4 races I'm going to hit up. At least those 4 races in the second half. We'll see if something changes. If I get a huge sponsor, something like that, someone says, hey, you can come to the race for free. I'll go to every race. I'll find a babysitter for my kids on the weekend. I'll go to the races. But no, I just try to make as many as I can, man. That's it. Do you think Ryan will bring the Fireball back second half with a blower? I honestly don't know. Does he still have the Fireball? Yes. Could he go to a blower? Sure. He could go to twin turbos too. He still has all the turbos. He could do a lot of things. He could stay with his car. He could stay with the camo car. I mean, I don't know exactly what he's doing. I don't talk to like Ryan like that to know exactly what he's doing. So I have no idea. I just know that his car ran pretty good in New Hampshire. So it would surprise me if he made any big changes. I could say that. And obviously it was the Pro Charger deal. Like, I just don't see him going to a screw, in my opinion, because you look at the last race. I think the final 4 was all Pro Chargers. It's a lot of parity. I mean, Kai's got a screw blower. He's running well. Swanstrom's running pretty good. Jim Howell's running pretty good. So some screw guys are running good. So are the Pro Chargers too. So I don't know. Ryan's been a Pro Charger. I just don't see him switching to a screw blower. But again, I don't know for sure. Ding-a-lang, ding-a-lang, yeah. Look at Dave. I love Dave. He's always talking shit. Said that Ryan will win the last 6 races and get number 4, and I'm not a Fireball fan. It's possible, Chris. You never know. I would never bet it. I do a little gambling here and there on the No Prep King stuff. I'd never bet against Ryan Martin. Never. I appreciate that, Rick. That's kind of the point, man. And it's cool seeing that every time. So I'll post I'm going to have a driver on it as an interview, on the Stat Guy show. And there'll be some negative comments like, oh, that guy's an asshole, or I don't like that guy, blah, blah. I'm always just like, just check it out. Just come watch. Get an actual non-TV interview with the driver. Like, see what they're really about, what they really think about. You know what I mean? And you're right. I get a lot of messages that, thank you so much for having this driver on his interview. I thought he was a dickhead, but now I really like him. He seems like a down-to-earth guy. So that's my goal with the interviews, honestly, is to give you the information that you want regarding your favorite drivers. But at the same time, maybe shedding the drivers in a different light, maybe making you think differently about them. So that's kind of how I sell it as is, and it seems to go pretty good. I know there was a lot of negative talk about Axeman yesterday because of his temper and blah, 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 and the whole disco thing. But I think I got some messages last night after the show saying that they were, their opinion on Axeman changed because of the interview. So that's cool to see. What's up, Nate, man? Nate Sailor? And Sailor's in the chat. You are flying, man. Congratulations so far this year, dude. You've pretty much done everything except get a win now, man. So that's the next thing, Nate. You got to get a win. But top 5 in the points on Saturday. You're in the grade 8 again. Hell yeah, Nate. You're living up. You're living up to your first round draft expectations. So, so you can look at it that way. That you're living up to your expectations. I'm trying to read some comments here. I'm going to comment on that one. Hell yeah. There's just so many fast guys this year. I mean, it's just crazy, right? Look at your top shit. Look at the top. I don't even know. Top 15 people. Well, look at Gates and Daddy Dave are 12th right now on Saturday in points. Bruder, Murder Nova. Yeah, man, your top 16 people are really fast, man. They really are. Like so fast, like any of them can win a race. That's how fast. So it's cool to see. And there's some guys that need to get their shit together for sure. But that's what they got the 6 weeks for. So I'm excited. I'm gonna get off here now, I think. But continue to tune in. I'm gonna have more driver interviews now for the next like 5 weeks. 12th. It's a 4.5 car. I don't know what that means. But I'm gonna have some more driver interviews over the next 5 weeks to get a little break, so I got some more time to get with them. And I'll probably not do the hanging with stats then. I'll probably try to do 2 driver interviews a week. So for sure got 2 lined up next week already. So I'll announce them probably next week when it happens. But appreciate you guys coming on. Appreciate you hanging out with me, talking about Street Outlaws. So I'm excited, man. Mega Caches is hot on TV right now. It's awesome. Tune in every Monday. Get ready for the Tulsa race coming up mid-August. If you can make it, if you're close to Tulsa, you got to go, man. You got to go to these No Prep Kings races. It's so fun to watch, so fun to interact with the drivers. They're always out. Daddy Dave was in here right now. He's awesome with the fans. He's always around with the fans. So a lot of these drivers are really nice in person. So I know you might think of them a certain way on the show, but just talk to them a little bit or tune into some of my interviews. You might think of them differently. So appreciate you guys coming on, and check out Stat Guy Show next week. We'll have some drivers on. See ya.